Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and I've just set up the PSE Citation. This is the 36 model with an EM cam. Now, I've probably done a review on this before, but I've never set this bow up really for sort of tournament shooting, so I've set this up now. So we've made a new string for it. I put the D loop on. I've put a couple of little knots behind, lower, and then one higher, if that makes sense. So there's a few more knots down the bottom here than one higher. That's meant to pull the D loop straight. Look, I haven't found that makes much difference, but what I wanted was this knock, not that knock, because obviously I still have both knocks in my quiver. Let's just grab another one. I wanted that knock, the bony knock, to fit nicely in the middle so there's no pinch and it's got movement and it comes off nicely. So I've put a new center serving on. I've actually tied the peep in this time. I've squared it all up. Put the stabilizer on. Now before I had a V-bar on this one, I put extra weight on the back here just to kind of, I don't know, see how it feels. When I set up a bow for myself, I set it up and I go and shoot. Now I haven't tuned this bow, I just go shoot. I see if the arrows are shooting straight. I'm back here at 50 meters and we're just gonna have a feel for the vibration, how the bow feels to pull, the shock, and then I'm gonna look at the groups. So let's have a look. Now, to start off with, the Citation 36 has the same cam as the Supra that I'm shooting. It's an EM cam. It does feel different. I don't know why it feels different. It feels very rock solid at the back. Look, it feels good. The vibration feels good. Like before, when this bow was set up, I felt more vibration with it. I feel less now, and it could be because it's a different stabilizer. And I'm going to tell you, the stabilizer makes a ton of difference. I had a different stabilizer on this bow before and it just vibrated and it didn't feel good. This is feeling really good, and I've got it on the lower setting. Not that I know that makes any difference. I was like, let's just try this out. Now normally I'd have a camera down the other end, but I couldn't actually find the other video camera. I thought it was at the shop, it must be at home. Now the draw cycle with this cam, I can't really feel the valley. It just kind of, it's smooth all the way through. There's clearly a valley, but I can't feel it drop off. It's just very smooth all the way through. So normally when you feel the valley on a bow, it sort of drops off and then you move. You'll probably be able to see when I aim. So as I draw back aiming at the center. And at no spot, at no point during the draw cycle does the pin move off the gold. It just sits there. I'm liking the feel of the bow. The bow's feeling really nice. I am thinking about shooting this bow next week at the Nationals. Feels quick. The arrows look like they're coming out good. The arrows are breaking nice. I've got no idea where they're going in the target. The bow feels significantly faster than Supra. Now, for target archery, I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing. And when I say that, a faster arrow means you don't need as much power, as much poundage, so it should be easier for you to draw. But I suppose when I say that, that will be due to the brace height. So a longer brace height generally makes you more stable. Now with this, my pin's sitting really well on the middle of this target. It's not moving very much at all. and it's breaking really nice. Now, one of the problems with the Citation 36 with the EM cams, maximum draw length is 28.5, and my draw length is about 28.5 to 29. So last time when I shot this bow with the old strings on it, the bow fell a little bit short for me, which is why I've never really gone to this bow for competition. Like, I might have shot a couple of competitions with it, I don't think so. I might have, but I've never picked it up as a full-time target bow, because I've always shot well with the Super. I've always had that confidence. I've never had the stabilizers where I'm like happy with them. I set up this bow separate to the Supra, so I had its unique stabilizer. You can see here I've got cheap V-bars on it. It's just got cheap blade rest. They are breaking really, really well. Now, if they're not all in the 10, I will be extremely surprised, and I'm not saying I'm a good shot, but they just feel, every arrow feels like it's just breaking dead in the middle, and when they're landing the target, you can hear them crunching against the other arrows. And once again, I'm not saying I'm a good shot, they just feel really good. So I'm either going to be really disappointed when I get down there, which is highly likely, or I'm going to go, this is the bow I'm shooting in the Nationals next week. And literally, this is the first time I've shot this bow. I just changed the strings half an hour ago, put the D loop on. It took me about an hour. They feel amazing. Now, when you're setting up a bow, that's what I want to talk about in this video. I've put on my Excel site, which is the site I use for the Supra. So it's the same site, and all I had to do was move the site a little bit to the left. So it's the same site, so it's not a problem. The peep I fit is just a true peep. I don't know what size hole it is. It's a medium size, but that hole is lining up perfect with the scope, with the edge of the scope. So I've got two circles just encompassing one another. So if I torque the bow at all, you can see it, and the peep sight height is just, it's interesting. At 50 meters it feels perfect. At 20 meters it feels a little bit high. So it feels high at 50, sorry, it feels high at like at 18 meters, but at 50 it feels perfect. Now apparently this is quite a common thing. So my Supra, I mainly shoot at 18 at home, that feels perfect, but when I go back to 50 it feels a little bit off, where this feels perfect at 50, but it feels a little bit off at 18. Now that one didn't that one didn't feel like a 10. I didn't break at the 10, it broke on the 9. Saying that, it feels really, really good. That was an amazing like an amazing shot. Like it broke in the 10 and it lands, and you can hear it crunch with all the arrows down there. Now when I practice, you'll often see me shoot lots of arrows. Like I've literally got a quiver full of arrows. It must be close to 3 dozen, must be 30 odd arrows I've got here. I like the sound of arrows crunching. It gives me positive feelings, it makes me feel good. And that's why I shoot. I shoot because I like the whole relaxation of it, I like the concentration, I like turning off my brain. great. I mean, the thing with shooting, and I'm talking about the bow setup here, but the thing with shooting is I'm not sitting here thinking, well, I've got to do paperwork, I've got to add the stock to the system, got to sit there and do my accounting, I've got to do my BAS, I've got to add a bank account statement onto my accounting software, I've got to pay my staff today, I've got to mow the front lawn, I've got to do the edging here, I've got to clean up the back here where they did some carpentry, I've got to clean inside the shop. It's 6 o'clock on a Sunday. This is the stuff I've got to do after I finish. Now when I shoot, I turn all that off. I turn my brain off. And this is feeling good for me. The bow's feeling good. It's giving me positive feedback. When I shoot this bow, it's sort of jumping forward slightly in my hand. I don't feel it's jumping forward as much as a Supra does, but God, it feels fast. And I remember when I did the review on this bow, this was like a rocket to shoot. But geez, it feels good. Now, if I'm going to shoot this in the competition next week, which is in under 5 days, it means I've got to shoot this bow a lot between now and then to make sure the strings are all settled. That felt great. Just to make sure I've got confidence with the bow. Because it's no use going to that tournament and not having confidence in the product you've got. You've got to know that the sight's not going to fall apart, the stabilizers aren't going to fall apart, that things are not coming loose, and if they are coming loose, well, then you fix it before the shoot. Now at the competition, things might go AWOL for you. You know, something may fail, something may go wrong. Look, that's life, but you put the preparation in before the shoot. So you give yourself the best possible chance at that competition. Now you're probably going to say, Stephen, why aren't you shooting the Super RTX? Well, I've had this bow for a year, and I really haven't set the thing up to a stage where I'm happy with it, so I wanted to spend a bit of time today getting it just so I'm happy with the way it feels and the way it shoots. Now I could try other stuff, and ideally, yeah, you would try other stuff, but this is feeling pretty good right now. Feels amazing. Okay, let's go and check that group. I'm sorry I didn't have a camera. Okay, so this is my group, and I kind of laugh because I Robin Hooded an arrow. And if you're the viewer from England, you're going to say that's not a Robin Hood because it didn't go down the back of the arrow, but the pin is toast. Look, it's a good group. Now, this group compared to the Supra. So I shot the Supra earlier this morning when I was comparing the nocks, the boning nocks to the Avalon nocks. And if we compare the Avalon nocks to these nocks, look, it's pretty much the same. I've probably got more variation on the boning nocks than the Avalon nocks. But the group is good. Like, that's a good... Like, I can almost get my hand around it at 50 meters. That's good. That's good. So, that's the PSE Citation 36. Now, I haven't tuned the bow. I haven't shot it through paper. I haven't done bare shaft tuning. This is it. I put the arrow rest on. I put the D-loop on. I've just gone out and shot and see how it felt. See if the arrows, if I can see wobble in the air. that's it. I've lined up the peep sight. I had to twist the peep sight a couple of times. The peep sight's coming straight back. It's not moving. Pretty happy with it. The bow feels really good. It feels powerful. It feels fast. I feel confident with it, I suppose. And yes, this is only this many arrows, but I shot those shots and they felt amazing. And I was saying when I'm doing this video, they feel tens. And the one which felt like I broke in the 9, like it's close to the others. It's like if I had my sights correct, that'd be pretty impressive group. Okay, so let's just talk about where we're up to. So the Nationals is 50 meters at this size face. First day, so that's not an issue. Bang, we're in the money with that, right? So that should be okay. So theoretically, I'd shoot some rounds and sort of see what sort of scores I'm shooting. But I'm comfortable with that group. That group should get me towards my personal best. That's straight out the box, no tuning, no nothing, right? The next day is 70 meters, I think 60, 50, 30. So what I've got to do is I've got to go and shoot 70 meters, I've got to shoot 60 meters. I've got to get sight settings for all 4 with this bow. So I get there. This is interesting. This has got a vibration to the arrow. I've got to go and get sight settings. I can only shoot 60 meters in this where I am here on my property, where the shop is. And my next door neighbours are getting a bit touchy with me shooting here, so I've got to build a fence so they can't see me shoot. So I've got 5 days. I've got to get sight settings. I think we'll do a video at 70 meters and 60 meters, see how well I group. I'm very intrigued with the whole 30 meter thing, whether I shoot 50 pound bow, like the Supra 50 pound bow for 30 meters, because I shot that 50 pound Supra so well at the indoor. It was just great. I feel very confident with this bow at long distance. Because it's like a rocket. Really, really impressed. Anyway, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. That's great. Sorry I didn't have a camera there. That's the Citation 36 with EM cam. Look, if I was going to choose a bow, if I was going to choose a Citation, I'd probably choose the 36 with the SE cam because it gives me that draw length. And you're going to say, why wouldn't you choose the 40? Look, there's no reason. There's really no reason. I shoot a 40 Supra and I've shot the 37 Supra. I didn't notice any difference at all. The only thing I can think of in my head is that the shorter bow will have less wind drift if there's wind blowing around. That because I haven't noticed any difference between 36 and 40. There's a whole bunch of people shooting shorter bows now, shooting good scores with them. So I'm going to take, there's a little bit more speed with the shorter bows. So as long as I've got the accuracy with it, then I'm happy with that. So we'll give that a go. All right, thanks for watching.